name is Anya.
And my name is Magda.
And we are from Queer May Association. So maybe first we will just quickly describe what our organization is mainly working on. We are LGBTQIA+ organization, and our activities are mainly focused in Lesser Poland region in Poland. Our main activities circle around cultural events. So we are responsible for Equality March based in Krakow and Queer May Festival, which are one of the biggest in Poland currently. Besides that, we also have many activities that are more education focused and related to mental health, sexual and reproductive health. And we also do a bit of advocacy work, mainly being focused on local region.
So the last 3 years especially were really difficult for us as an organization and also the community, LGBT community in Poland. The one thing is that Krakow, in which we are working, is based in Lesser Poland Voivodeship, which till the last year was one of the LGBT-free zones in Poland. Another thing is pandemic, because as an organization which mostly work on the streets, doing rallies and working with people, doing events, so meeting with people all the time. So pandemic was a challenge for us because it was really difficult for us to find a way to engage people to things we were doing, and of course. Also the LGBT witch hunt, which started in 2019. So all those factors were we faced a challenge, how to engage people who were really often burnout because of the political and social situation in Poland. Of course, also after the 2 years of a gap of doing things with people on public sphere. So it was difficult to find we faced a lack of volunteers also. And we also found our organization in a crisis. So mostly what we did in the last month, so also using the coLAB tools we get from workshops and from the project. So we were thinking what we want to do as an organization, what is important for us, and how we can restructurize our initiative to answer also the needs of the local community and to face all those challenges about which we are speaking. So we mostly use two tools which we found really important for us and useful. But first, we think what is important. So we work out that we want to build a community which is supportive to each other and which is committed to a change on a local level, and also a community who integrates and organization who integrates new members and community which also is speaking by their own voice. So what we did, the first thing we did was mapping. So we created, work out on a list of people around our initiative. We first grouped them by the topics on which we are working, but also thinking about networks on which we already are on a local level. When we were doing it, we also were thinking about the inside of our organization, but also the outside of it. So it gave us a deeper insight of what is important and what resources we have and we can have, and the possibilities of the development of our organization. So we saw how many people support us and how Queer May is important for them. So the next step we had to do was thinking about why those people are supporting us and how we can engage them more.
So that's why we used also one-on-one meetings. So of course we wanted both to conduct those meetings within the organization with actual members of the organization, and outside of the organization. So trying to see what kind of resources we have and what kind of challenges as on a member level we face, and also what we can expect from the outside, from the community that is around organization. So we decided to use some kind of prompts, hints for the discussion during those one-on-one meetings. Basically, first we started from the current experience, current like opinion and impression on how those people feel working in the organization or seeing this organization from the outside, what they are happy about and satisfied with, and then also thinking of some motivations. So since we are fully aware that some of the people burned out during being an activist in our organization and our number decreased, we wanted to know what is the motivation of those people that stayed in the organization, what keeps them engaged. Next thing that we wanted to know is also what areas those people wanted to focus on, what they are interested in. So kind of to even motivate them a little bit more to kind of pursue this activist career a little bit further. Then, besides that, we also wanted to know about their goals. So we know what they are currently working on, but maybe they want to increase their scope of interest, maybe they want to gain some new skills, maybe they want to try something new, maybe they still aren't fully like fulfilled in during working in the organization. So we wanted to know a bit more about those goals. And then of course come limitations. So we are fully aware that this is a volunteer-based organization and people are devoting their free time. So we also wanted to know how much time they can spend, for example, like within a month, to engage in some activities. And then, based on our knowledge about people that are already engaged and people that want to engage, we also wanted to take a closer look on the structure of our organization. Because we are fully aware that this is also something that we need to take into account and probably give it a second thought. So our organization still have a bit more determined and required by law structure, which is a bit more hierarchical. So we have a board, we have coordinators, that is kind of our idea how to organize work within our NGO, and then we have younger volunteers. And we were actually kind of inspired by teal management. We are still far way to reach that point, but we wanted to make the structure a bit more horizontal. So new people weren't that intimidated, were a bit more engaged, and maybe also kind of to prevent us from like imposing our vision for the rest of the people, because we also noticed that since our organization visibility and reach grew steadily over time, even though number of members in the organization decreased, we knew that this is maybe a vision that we had before, and maybe a community wants something else, something different. So we wanted also to consider that perspective of those other people. So we started delegating some tasks. So we had many projects going on that were mainly on board members' shoulders. So we started inviting some other people to take the challenge and maybe take some of those tasks on themselves, taking responsibility for them. And that kind of worked. We still have many challenges, and we see that there were some slips on that way. We made some mistakes, but we also learned from it, right? So
yeah, and we also, what we did also when it comes to outside of organization, when it comes to, for example, festival this year, we also opened it a bit for a community and for their ideas. So it was also, like, I think, quite important. So what is still happening, that we are in process, which started thanks to the tools like mapping and one-on-ones. And also those tools help us to think about our own leadership within the organization and in the organization, and also it was like some idea for us that sometimes it's important to take a step back in the organization and in the community, to face those challenges and to think about the future of organization and what we want to do on a local level with the community.
So we are still during the process, but we are happy to move forward. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.